And we are back with our NBA playoff plays. And, we got to take an honorary free throw for Oklahoma City Thunder. They won the NBA playoff game, man. So, we got to take a free throw for them. So fortunate that they winning, man. I'm a Laker fan. Well, I'm not a Laker fan. I'm a Luka fan. I want them to lose. But we're going to get to the East Coast side, man. Eastern Conference Finals. We starting off with the New York Knicks and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Game 3. Ain't really much to talk about on this one. Listen. Knicks packing them up, man. Knicks packing them up. The Cleveland Cavaliers clearly think, it's a good strategy to force Cat into, a more aggressive scoring role. I can see why they think that. Blitz Brunson, make Cat beat you, make Josh Hart beat you. The only thing about it is Josh Hart is beating you. Josh Hart went crazy last game. Listen, Josh Hart went crazy. And the thing about the Knicks, I could see the strategy. The Knicks had a lot of success with using Cat there, call it the hub, but using Cat as essentially the Sabonis role that we talked about. They call it the hub, but using them in that more Sabonis role where Mike Brown sees him, and he's kind of dictating who gets what. He essentially becomes a facilitator. I think they think taking that away, and the Knicks have recently found success that, that'll stop the Knicks. I don't think it will. I think it actually unlocks the Knicks support players a lot more. The New York Knicks are a really deep team, right? They're, as far as, how do I say? They're deep. They're not deep as far as, I think depth would be the wrong word that I'm using. They're deep as far as talent goes, right? The Knicks 1 through 5, like their best 5 players is probably better than any other team's like best 5 players in the league, right? Like if you go from Jalen Brunson comparing to somebody, but like when you get to the 4th best player, you kind of like, is it Jared Allen? But then you looking at a Jared Allen comparing to a Mikal Bridges, you know what I mean? At that point, the Knicks top 5 players are better than most teams' top 5 players. By the time you get to the 5th player, it's just kind of like a starter that's just and then the New York Knicks 5th best player, what would it be? You go Brunson, Cat, OG, Mikal, then, Josh Hart, and they still got a Alvarado on the bench. They just like, they got plug and play guys, and the Knicks, they got a lot of cohesion. They just play well together. I'm going to be honest with you. The Knicks are going to the finals, and we all know it. And, it's a great day. It's gloomy outside because, the Oklahoma City won the game. Oklahoma City Thunder won the game. That's why it's all muggy in New York. It's going to rain for the next 3 days because it's looking like the Thunder might be going to the NBA Finals again. And that's why it's raining. But the New York Knicks, that's already a foregone conclusion. Orange and blue skies as far as Eastern Conference Finals goes. Hopefully they can beat the Thunder. I don't know who could beat the Thunder. Somebody got to stop him. I keep feeling like Aaron Paul when he was playing Jesse Pinkman in, Breaking Bad. He can't keep getting away with this.
He can't keep getting away with this. He can't keep getting away with it.
They can't keep getting away with this ugly form of basketball, but they seem to be getting away with it. I would not look towards the props today. Props would not be my thing, in my opinion. How the Cavs are playing the Knicks, I guess you could look at Brunson's assist. Brunson should dime a lot because the Cavs are blitzing him like stupidly more than, other teams have. But they're also kind of leaving Cat in the scoring role. So I would say, but Cat is also not taking a crazy amount of shots. I would look for one random Knicks role player. Maybe Deuce McBride might go off. I think this is going to be a super role player heavy series for the Knicks if the Cavs keep going about their strategy as they are. I would love for Karl-Anthony Towns to get a triple-double. I always look out for that just because. But the way the Cavs are playing, and I guess they're playing it that way because, they do have 2 bigs, Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. They're one of the few teams in the NBA that still plays 2 bigs. But I really just can't see any definitive props only because they're so like the role players in this series will get a lot of shine because they're so focused on the stopping the star players or like changing up how the star players play. Like Jalen Brunson especially is the Knicks offense in the 4th quarter, especially since they got burnt that first game. That game 2, they changed it up a lot. That's why Brunson really couldn't get off, and it really wasn't his fault. And he really shouldn't have got off. that game. That's why, his support came through. But we looking for the Knicks to go up 3-0, even though they are in Cleveland. And this might be another sweep, man. Bring out the brooms. Bring out the brooms. And yeah, that's your pick for the day, man. Nothing too enthusiastic today, and it is what it is. We just gotta make sure the Knicks get the Cavs out there and, just pull on for San Antonio to somebody stop Oklahoma City. And that's pretty much it. That's your pick for the day. Look out for the NBA trivia that comes out every single day, multiple times a day, and also look out for your daily NBA playoff picks. And, we do this for love of the game, baby, and I'll catch you on the next one.